welcome back to my channel. It's Dera. If you're new here, welcome. I make lifestyle videos, vlogs and crochet tutorials. I hope you will subscribe and join the family. Leave this video a like and share this video to all your friends who are interested in learning crochet or who like watching videos about crochet or crochet tutorial videos. So today's video is not really a crochet tutorial, but it is educational on crochet. I have a crochet playlist with all of my tutorials, and that playlist is going to contain every tutorial that I make on this channel, so you guys should really check out that playlist. I'm going to link it in the description. It has some beginner tutorials that I've already made, tutorials on how to make a single crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, a tutorial video on how to make a magic knot for when you're joining two ends of yarn. So I'm going to be telling you guys about the uses of the different tools in the complete crochet set. This set I have right here with me. I sell it on my store at Lovedera store. You can follow on Instagram. You can order one for yourself via Instagram, or you can DM me on WhatsApp, and I'll leave the link to my WhatsApp store in the description box. Let's get right into the video. First of all, I want to tell you guys the difference between knitting and crocheting. Many of you might already know this, but it's still shocking how many people don't know the differences between knitting and crocheting. Knitting and crocheting are two very different crafts. They are quite similar, but they are very different. One major difference is that to knit, you need knitting pins or knitting needles. Meanwhile, to crochet, you need a crochet hook. The look of a crochet hook and the look of crochet needles are very different. You need two knitting needles to knit, but you can use one crochet hook to crochet. In fact, all the crochet projects that I know of and patterns that I know of use just one hook to crochet. Another difference is the way they look. You see that a knitting project is going to look a lot less chunky than a crochet piece. Knitting also can be done using a machine. There's the Sentro machine that I hope to buy very soon and start my knitting journey, and there is the knitting loom. Meanwhile, crochet is completely handmade and you cannot use a machine to crochet at this point in time. So hopefully in the future there will be a machine to use to crochet, but for now there's no machine. Crochet is purely handmade. So any crochet piece that you see, that you purchase, that you find, they are totally handmade. Now let's get into the tools in this set. I can just hold it up a little bit so that you guys can see, but everything is going to fall out, so I'm just going to do them one after the other. You can start with the hooks. So these are the hooks in the complete crochet set. They range from really small hooks to really big hooks that you can use for bigger projects. The smallest hook here is this one, the 0.5 millimeter hook. It is really tiny, really tiny. As you can see here, the head is almost invisible, and it's going to be for really intricate, soft looking, you know, think crochet wedding dress, intricate bridal looking kind of lacy stitches. So that's what you use these smaller hooks for. You use them with a very small yarn. You can use them with a lace yarn or a very lightweight yarn. So for Nigerians who use yeye yarn to crochet, you can use one strand of the yeye yarn with these tiny hooks, but for the bigger hooks I prefer to use 2 strands or more. We are going to look at these hooks, which are the hooks that I like to use the most. The ones I hardly ever use these hooks at all, just because I don't like projects that take too much time or that are going to delay me, because I do crocheting as a hobby but also as a business. So most of the time I have a lot of orders that I need to complete and I need to be quick basically. So I prefer to do projects that need these hooks. But maybe along my journey I would use any of these. Let's see. I think I've used each and every hook in this place. These are the crochet hooks. It ranges from 2 millimeters. So this one stops at 1.9, from 0.5 to 1.9. and then this starts from 2 millimeters, and then it starts going up by 0.5. So you see this red one is 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and the biggest here is 6 millimeter hooks. Some sets come with the 6.5 hook, but this one didn't. This biggest one is the 6 millimeter hook. You can use this with like double strands of yarn, or very thick chunky yarn like velvet yarn, or chunky, I think it's 8-ply yarn. Yes, you can use this with them. Thicker projects, maybe a cardigan or a scarf, something that is more chunky, you can use these bigger hooks with them. So for a beginner just starting crochet or just getting back to crochet, the first thing you would need obviously is a hook. So this set comes with a variety of hooks that you can use for any kind of project you choose to do. So, and it comes with this bag as well, which you can store all your crochet materials and tools in and carry them anywhere that you want to. A pair of scissors. This particular set did not come with scissors. I had to buy these. They were just, I think, 150 Nigerian naira, but you definitely need a pair of scissors. Whether you're just starting your project or ending your project, you're going to need a pair of scissors. A measuring tape. You definitely need this if you're going to be crocheting projects that need to be measured. Almost every project needs to be measured, so you need a measuring tape. This set comes with this normal measuring tape that is rollable, but some people prefer the I think they're called retractable measuring tapes. Come in something that you can drag it out and it goes back in. I actually prefer those ones, but this is the one that the set comes with. So if you prefer that one, you can buy that one. I'll try to have them available on my store, but if I can't, you can buy them elsewhere. So you definitely need a measuring tape if you're going to be crocheting. This set came with plastic needles and iron needles. These are the plastic needles, and the iron needles I keep in this thing that they came with. They are basically used for the same thing, just that the plastic needles are bigger and can be used for bigger type of yarn or thicker yarn. The metal ones can be used for smaller yarn. You use the needles to sew in ends and to join projects together. Basically anything you use a normal needle to do, just like sewing projects, is what you would use these needles that come with it for. For your crochet projects, sewing two sides of a bag together, sewing the ends of a skirt together, something like that. Next we have stitch markers. So we have two different types of stitch markers in this set, and you can choose the one that you prefer. I myself prefer using this type. This one is the one that looks like paper clips. I'll show you. It is like this, and you just clasp it like this around your project. You can use it to mark a stitch, the beginning of a row. Maybe you're working in the round, you want to mark the beginning of the row. You can use it to close a stitch that you're working on so that it doesn't move, and many other things. You know, you can get to know the uses of these ones and like how to apply them when you watch tutorials. So stay tuned to this channel, subscribe, put on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I post a video, and each time I post a crochet tutorial you will be the first to know it's up. The next stitch marker is this circular one. This I don't really use that often, but they may be your preference. So they're just a circle like this. You insert this part into the stitch you want to mark, and then you twist and you turn it like this, so it's up like this, and then it marks that stitch so that you would always remember what stitch it is and for whatever reason you're marking it for. The set comes with buttons, and you can apply them to your projects. You can add a button to a sweater, to a cardigan, to a pair of shorts, whatever you feel needs buttons. You have a few to begin your journey. We also have tapestry pins. They're used mostly in sewing, but you can also use them in crochet if you're crocheting a large project, maybe a really long dress, and you need to sew two parts together. You need to tack or slip stitch the sides together. You can use this to hold the sides there's a lot that comes here, so you have more than enough. There are more stitch markers inside here. There are a bunch of stitch markers that come with this set in case you lose any of the ones you have. There's a thimble if you're sewing with a regular needle. There's this other type of stitch markers. I've never used this type, but they exist. They open up like this, just like a paper clip, and then you can close it up just the way the other ones close up as well. These are needle protectors, and you just take your needle and you use them to protect the head of the needle, just like that. So if you care to, you can protect your needles. The row counters or the stitch counters, basically just move the numbers and it changes just like that. I hope you guys can see. Yeah, so you use it to count your rows, and if you make a new row, you count it so that you never forget what row you're on. It comes with 2. The remaining tools here are actually knitting tools, so the set actually comes with a few knitting tools in case along your crochet journey you feel like experimenting with knitting. Fine and good, they're like brother and sister. I have a few knitting tools here. We have knitting needles. We have these knitting accessories. I think they are stitch markers for knitting, but I have no idea, so let's just keep that. Then we have this knitting gauge. Now this gauge you can apply in crochet as well. Let me show you how. So you have this knitting gauge, and you can actually use it to know the size of hook or needle that you're using, in case maybe the hook you have or the needle you have doesn't have a sizing on it, because I think needles don't come with sizing written on them. So you need this gauge to know what size of needle you would need for your project. But I can show you, I can demonstrate it with the crochet hooks. So if you see, this hook can't enter here, it enters and it passes through here, like this, like this, like this, like this. So this must be its correct size. Let's check. This is a 6mm hook, and here it reads 6mm. Yeah, you can see. So you can use it to know the size of hook you're using. Let's test another one, and we're just going to put it through any of the holes, and it fits into this best. This is a 4.5mm hook, and it's on the 4.5mm mark. Yeah, so that's basically what this can be used for in crochet, but in knitting you can use it with knitting pins instead of crochet hooks. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Keep watching my crochet tutorial videos and all my other videos, my vlogs and my lifestyle videos. Thank you so much for the support. I'm so happy to be here making videos for you guys. It makes me so happy when you guys engage, when you share the videos, when you comment. I always answer the comments on my videos. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.